How did Jesus handle cancel culture? Well, hello everybody, thank you for clicking on this video. This is A Little More Like Jesus Every Day with Pastor Brandon Cannon, and our goal is just to become a little bit more like Jesus in every area of life. And he dealt with so many things in his world that are happening even in our world. Not much has changed when it comes to people in 2,000 years. And so when we understand context and interpretation, we can understand how to live our life a little more like Jesus every day. And one of those topics is cancel culture. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, by the way, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video. There's this idea in our culture where if you have ever done anything wrong, if you line up with the wrong political party, if you have a skeleton in your closet and all this other, then not only should I put a barrier in my life to protect myself maybe from you, or not only should I whatever, but the cancel culture is let's ruin you. Let's punish you for something you did. Let's punish you because of who you associate with. Let's end you, right? And that probably comes from a good heart maybe, right? But it ends out being devastating. And so what do you do? Because there are some people that they need to have healthy boundaries put in there, right? But how exactly do we do this? Well, Jesus had to deal with the same thing. When he was on the earth, there was a group called the Pharisees, which were the religious rulers of the country at the time, and they didn't like Jesus. And so they would come to areas where Jesus was teaching just to protest against him, right? Just to try to catch him in something or find ways to accuse him. And so they were constantly trying to cancel Jesus and say, don't listen to this man. He's full of a devil or whatever. So it was their version of social media cancellation. Well, one day, someone from the cancel culture wants to come and talk to Jesus. And it says in John 3, it says, now a certain man, a Pharisee named Nicodemus, who was a member of the Jewish ruling council. In other words, everybody who's trying to ruin Jesus, he was part of them. This guy came to Jesus at night and said, Rabbi, we know you're a teacher who has come from God because no one else can perform these miracles. And then Jesus said, I tell you the solemn truth. And he starts teaching him. So what just happened? Well, the Bible said that Nicodemus was from the cancel culture. He was from the ones who were trying to destroy Jesus. And so he comes to Jesus at night and he says, look, here's the inside scoop. We know there's something to you. That's why we're trying to destroy you. It's because something's happening. God's probably using you, but we don't know what to do with it. And so he's being really honest. And notice what Jesus doesn't say. Jesus doesn't get on to him. Jesus doesn't say, how dare you? Jesus doesn't start, a judgment on him. He goes right into the gift of salvation. He goes right into it and saying, listen, I tell you the truth. Unless you be born again, you will not have eternal life. So he goes right into the gospel. I think what he doesn't say is just as important as what he does say. And so what is Jesus teaching us? I want to be a little bit more like Jesus. And such a cancel culture, that is this: keep the main thing the main thing. It is so easy to get offended. And we have every reason to be offended, right? Because everything's good until people turn on you. You know what I mean? Everything's good until all of a sudden you start being afraid. And here's the thing. I've talked to a lot of people who are afraid to speak out and afraid to be honest because they don't want to be labeled. They don't want to be canceled. They like having friends. And so what does Jesus teach us? He didn't speak out in that moment. There's later times when he does, right? But in that moment, he doesn't say, how dare you, whatever. He goes right in. He kept the main thing the main thing. I don't care who you are, where you're from, my grace is extended to you. And so if you're in a situation where you're afraid of the cancel culture, or maybe you've been part of the cancel, trying to ruin people's lives, keep the main thing the main thing. Realize that the gospel of Jesus is still available to everybody. Don't get discouraged. Keep moving forward, because here's what I think is the truth. Honest reputation always shines through. If you're honest, and you truly love people, eventually it will shine through. Now that doesn't mean you're not gonna have to go through a bad time in between then, but eventually motives are found out. So Jesus teaches us to be a little more like Jesus, keep the main thing the main thing. I hope you enjoyed this today. I want you to like, share, subscribe to all of this so we can keep this going. And I hope you have a great day. See you next time on A Little More Like Jesus Every Day.